have been the most accurate in making predictions about future world events than anyone in the history of the world, based upon study and knowledge, not psychic ability, not any gift given to me from God, although I am a messenger, I can assure you of that.
Read everything. Listen to everyone. Believe absolutely nothing unless you can prove it in your own research. That goes for me, it goes for your mother, it goes for your minister, it goes for your university professors, it goes for everybody. Just because somebody says it does not make it true. Just because it's printed in a book does not make it true. And just because you read it in a newspaper or see it on television or hear it on radio doth not make it true.
We must speak the truth about terror. Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories concerning the attacks of September the 11th, malicious lies that attempt to shift the blame away from the terrorists themselves, away from the guilty.
These are not opinions to be debated. These are facts.
Now we're being bombarded with messages that Osama bin Laden is planning to attack the United States of America and Israel. And I'm telling you, be prepared for a major attack. But it won't be Osama bin Laden. It will be those behind the New World Order who once again want to take the guns and the freedom away from the American people, because we're the only ones left in the world who can oppose the destruction of freedom in the world and the implementation of a one-world totalitarian socialist government, and that is the goal.
And more of this is coming.
Oh yes, a lot more is coming. In fact, the news has been so boring lately that if I were you, I would be looking for a massive terrorist attack to occur sometime in the near future.
Starting tonight, Art Bullshit Bell is back on the air. Oh my God, what is he going to pull now? Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we, folks? For those wondering what's going on in the Middle East, Ariel Sharon will win the election tomorrow. He will win the election tomorrow by a landslide, I might add. And when he wins, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump till a full-blown war erupts in the Middle East, because that's the kind of guy he is. Yep. And he will begin right off the bat mounting some pretty impressive military attacks against the Palestinians and their Arab helpers, who have been making Barak's reign as prime minister so miserable over the last year or so. So that whole peace thing is finished. It's over with. You got Bush in the White House. He's got to clean up the Middle East for his dad, who forgot to go and get Saddam Hussein, and so there's big pressure on little Bush to get Saddam Hussein and vindicate his father. And you know he will do that. Not only that, but if he mounts a war in the Middle East, guess what? Price of oil is going to go through the roof. What's his family business? Oil. Who are all his family friends? Oil. What is his father's business? Oil. Where did they make all their money? Oil. It's very simple, folks. It's not hard to predict what's going to happen in the world if you just do a little basic research. Ariel Sharon is a hard-nosed, go kill 'em, wipe them off the face of the earth kind of guy. George Bush Jr., oil. Put these two guys together, big war, Middle East. Can't fail. Bet money on it. You'll make a killing. I'm telling you, folks, it's going to happen. How many times am I wrong? I got on the air, and I told you George Bush would be the next president. Forget about Gore. This backlash is going to cream the Democrats. And it did. Creamed them. But we're not much better off. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that think Bush is going to clean up the mess and make it all better. The only thing Bush is going to do is stop the scandals. He knows how to keep his pants zipped up. He knows the cigar is for smoking. And he doesn't engage in things that are going to create scandal. But he is going to take us closer to world government. He is going to put us into a war in the Middle East. A lot of things old Georgie boy is going to do. Pay attention. Go back and look what his father did, and you'll get some idea of what Georgie's going to do, because Georgie is his father's son. Make no mistake about it. He is his father's son.
This crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while.
It's sad to be able to see what is coming just as clear as if it were happening right in front of my eyes at this very moment. To be able to see it at a future time, because I've studied these scum for so many years, and I've watched what they have done in other countries to defeat their enemies and establish their socialist utopian slave market. And so I can anticipate. And with a little research, a little listening, a little reading, I can pretty much tell you exactly what they're going to do whenever they're going to do it. And you all know that. Those of you who have been listening to me for all these years, you know that I have been consistently the only person in this country who has made accurate predictions each and every single time. And I'm telling you right now, it is sad. And it is frustrating to know that something is going to happen and not be able to convince people that it's going to happen and be able to stop it. Long before this wave of terror began in the United States, I told you over this radio broadcast that it would happen. I said that New York City, I was saying that before I ever had a radio broadcast, and it's on tape in every one of my lectures. I said New York City would be the first strike of terrorists in this country, followed by some place in Middle America. Why? Because I know, like they know, that Americans have grown complacent over the many years. They don't believe that it could happen in this country. They want to disarm the American citizens, take away our weapons, so that we cannot oppose the tyranny that is coming. And to do that, they have to create terrorist incidents and crimes. And people who walk on the schoolyards and shoot great numbers of children, and into shopping malls and McDonald's restaurants. And if you'll notice, this always happens just before major gun control legislation is coming up for a vote, and you all sit around and really, actually believe that's an accident? Are you insane? It's social engineering in the grand scale and the classic method. Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, D.I. Lenin, Stalin, Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. If you don't believe me, quit sitting on your lazy butts and get out the history books and read it. It's all there, and you can make the same predictions that I have made and continue to make and be absolutely 100% correct if you will just understand that he who does not study history is doomed to repeat it. That is the truth.